Now we're live in downtown Madison, where protests demanding justice for George Floyd enter their 9th day. And we'll introduce you to a woman who's one of the last ones to leave demonstrations at the Capitol every single night. Plus, after taking legal action this week, some Dane County churches are welcoming back hundreds to the pews.
This is News 3 Now at 5:30.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 5:30. I'm Amanda Quintana. Demonstrations in downtown Madison demanding justice for George Floyd and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement are wrapping up their second weekend tonight. Adam Duxter joins us on University Avenue, where people are gathering before tonight's Solidarity March. Adam?
Yeah, Amanda, the crowd's continuing to kind of fill in here at the intersection of University and Park for this march that is led by the African American Council of Churches. And we'll give you a bit of a look at some of the folks that are filling in here. And I spoke with the organizer before this, and he says that all sorts of faiths and denominations are represented at this event, but they're all sharing one common goal, and that is to spread the message that Black Lives Matter and try and work closer to justice. Now, this event will start and get kicked off and then go on for a march down Library Mall and will eventually end at the City County building. But every 8 minutes and 46 seconds, this march will stop, and that is representative of the time that the knee of police officer Derek Chauvin was on the neck of George Floyd prior to his death. So we'll have a full report. You'll hear from organizers as well as Interim Police Chief Vic Wall, who is at this event tonight at 10.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Madison for Black Lives is the group behind the protests at the steps of the state capitol every night this week. A group of young girls are leading the demand for change, while others get behind them in support. Gabriela Becerra joins us now to introduce us to the woman who shows up every night to make sure this group stays safe.
Amanda, I first met Ebony earlier this week while she was making her rounds at a protest. She's the person making sure that everyone has food, water, masks, and hand sanitizer. But more than that, she's the person making sure that no one stops the youth from raising their voices. Meet Ebony Anderson Carter.
Ladies, how y'all doing? I just wanted to come up to you and introduce myself. My name is Ebony. I'm the person out here that's trying to make sure you guys are safe.
She could be called peacekeeper, middleman, or mediator.
I'm just out here making sure that the agitators and the people out here that don't appreciate you, that don't see how beautiful you are, they stay away from you, and that this city understands that these kids out here are doing something positive and that it shouldn't be disrupting.
But really, she's just a mother, a friend, and a community member who's volunteering her time to help the youth make change.
There is a need. You don't have to have a paycheck to fill a void when it's in your own community.
Ebony's the last person to leave every night, making sure that once the peaceful protests are over,
everybody knows my rule. Everybody knows my rule.
Everyone gets home safely.
When you're leaving home tonight, leave together. If police confront you or ask you any questions, just let them know you are peacefully protesting. Say my name. Let them know you were with me.
She ends every night with a call to the police department to see if anyone was arrested.
Now, if you act a fool, something happens, you got to go to jail. I'm the last person to leave here. And if I got to go to the jail to get you out, I'm going to cuss you out, because that means I can't go home. All right? All right. Y'all enjoy yourselves and be safe, okay?
And after an entire week of doing this,
I am very tired. I have not slept at all today.
But Ebony says the youth keep inspiring her.
The outside world won't know that unless they come into their community and figure that out.
And she invites everyone to join them in the fight for change.
The conversations that we're having, they're really making an impact, and people are really listening. And that's why I want our mayor to listen. That's why I want our governor to listen, because, you know, everybody has an idea, and ideas can work. But everybody's got to be willing. You got to be willing to give everybody a seat at the table to be able to listen to those things.
There will not be a youth protest tonight, according to Ebony. Organizers are resting up and preparing for an entire week of more protests and conversations about policy change. They will be back Monday night.
All right, thank you so much, Gabby. New tonight, the Madison Teachers Union is calling for the removal of school resource officers from the city's 4 high schools and asking the district to commit to social emotional learning and to employ more full-time social workers, nurses, psychologists, and counselors. In a statement, MTI President Andy Wadey MSD writes, in part, if we are serious about being anti-racist as a Madison community, we must fully support our students, not just by subtracting one group, the school resource officers, but significantly adding another. MTI is a member-led organization that represents about 3,000 MMSD employees. Joe Biden will travel to Houston tomorrow to privately meet and offer his condolences to the family of George Floyd. Since Floyd's death nearly 2 weeks ago, Biden has delivered speeches calling for the end of systemic racism in the U.S. The Democratic nominee for president will also record a video message for Floyd's funeral service on Tuesday. But to avoid disruptions that could be caused by his Secret Service detail, Biden does not plan to attend that service. Let's get a look at your first warned weather with Dana Fulton. Another beautiful day to get outside, Dana.
It did turn out to be fantastic. Sunny and really pleasant right now. So if you do have any plans outdoors for this evening, you should be all good to go. Here's a live look with our Edgewater Sky Cam. People out enjoying the lakes. I know a lot of folks getting out and trying to fish. Tomorrow will be sunny again, but quite hot outside. We'll be in the low 90s with heat index readings in the mid to low 90s. And then we have rain building in. We're keeping a very close eye on Tropical Storm Cristobal right now in the Gulf. The remnants of that storm will be bringing heavy showers for Tuesday and Wednesday. Behind that, thankfully, we have a nice stretch of dry weather. We'll see a little bit of a cooler trend for the end of the week and the weekend as well. But we'll take a closer look at that rain potential in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. There's good news tonight in Wisconsin's battle against the coronavirus. The percentage of positive COVID-19 cases has dropped again to 2.3%, declining for its fourth day in a row. Health officials are reporting 264 new cases of the virus today, just over half of the nearly 500 cases reported on Thursday. DHS data shows that only 2 more people have died due to complications of the virus today, putting the state's death toll at 647 people. About 2/3 of the almost 21,000 confirmed cases in the Badger State have recovered. Dane County could enter phase 2 of its reopening plan as early as next week. That would include several changes, including businesses and gyms opening at 50% capacity. The county's 2-week period of its first phase of the Forward Dane plan ends on Tuesday, but officials don't plan to make any decisions until they compile and analyze data from those first 2 weeks. They expect that to be on Friday. Local churches are welcoming back worshipers for Sunday service after some changes to the Forward Dane plan. Following legal action by the Catholic Diocese of Madison, Dane County is no longer considering religious worship services as mass gatherings. Tehelil Mohedin joins us now with that story.
Starting today, churches are able to fill their pews with parishioners up to 25% capacity instead of the plan's previous 50-person limit. I joined the worshipers at St. Maria Goretti Church on Madison's west side earlier today for their first Mass since closing in March.
I felt kind of like an insane person when I get up there to preach a homily to an empty church and hope that someone's listening or watching on the other end of the internet.
Father Bill Van Wagner says it's wonderful to be welcoming back his parishioners for Sunday Mass.
As a priest, we are called to be, at radical availability of service of our people and of God's people, and it's been very difficult to be without them for the last number of months. So it's wonderful to be able to see them again face to face.
Bishop Donald Hying of the Diocese of Madison says other churches outside of Dane County have been able to successfully social distance for weeks.
So we came up with a very specific, prudential, and well thought out set of regulations regarding social distancing, numbers, sanitation.
Here at St. Maria Goretti, Grace Willis is one of a few volunteers helping greet people coming in and maintain clean spaces.
I just know how much people have been missing being able to be at Mass, and so I wanted to make sure that this is a safe experience for everyone and that people can be back and celebrate.
Garrett Sutton says he wasn't concerned about safety and was just glad to be back in church after 3 months of closures due to the coronavirus.
Everywhere I've been so far, obviously outside of here, whether businesses or anything like that, have been taking it very seriously, and I didn't see why the church would treat it any differently.
We just wanted Dane County to recognize our essential freedom and right to assemble as other essential businesses are assembling.
Church representatives say a large portion of their parishioners are seniors who are still choosing to remain at home. The church plans to continue live streaming their services and monitoring their capacity limitations to ensure they remain within the 25% limit.
Thank you so much, Tahilil. Janesville police are searching for a teenager wanted for attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Officials are looking for 17-year-old Keenan Clemens. They say he's about 6 feet tall with short braided hair and a thin build. He was last seen wearing a dark-colored sweatshirt and dark-colored pants. Police say Clemens is connected to a shooting near Lincoln Elementary School on Conde Street yesterday afternoon. Officials responded to that scene shortly before 5 o'clock. A victim was transported to Mercy Hospital, where he's being treated for life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact Janesville Police. Madison police are investigating a damaged door at a car dealership on Odana Road. Security at Rusadero Kia found the door broken around 4 o'clock this morning. Police say they do not believe the incident is related to any of last weekend's violence on State Street and around Madison. Coming up on News 3 Now at 5:30, Consumer Reports tells us how one kitchen upgrade can make all the difference in keeping everything clean.
It's time to celebrate the wonderful farm families all across the state of Wisconsin. And today our travels bring us to Fox Lake, and Katie Schultz is here at Trifecta Farms. Now tell us a little bit about this great farm, Katie.
So we are situated just north of the lake. You can literally see the lake out in front of us. We are blessed to have incredible neighbors that welcome our farm into their community. We've been here farming on in this location since the early 90s. And so my parents were able to purchase this farm and build the current facilities that we have. In the early 2000s, my brother and my sister and I took it upon ourselves to dive into the adventure ourselves. And so we were able to buy the farm from our parents and continue the tradition and heritage of dairy farming here in Fox Lake.
Katie, how are you guys here at Trifecta Farms making sure that you preserve the animals, the land, the water, everything that is your farm?
Yeah, I think for us, our sibling team, we're passionate about improving what we were already given. So we know that our parents did the best they could with the resources they had, and so we're continuing to learn and to educate and use new technologies to improve our soil health, to improve our crops, to improve our cows. Those things are important to us because it's not that we just want them to be better for us right now. We're looking at our next generation and the generation after that. We want to make sure that we're a sustainable farm, that we can welcome those other generations back here to our home.
Thank you for all you do, not only during the month of June, but every other single month that we don't celebrate you. We thank you.
Thank you.
From Trifecta Farms in Fox Lake, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
With most of us spending more time at home and in the kitchen, trash is piling up. Consumer Reports says a good garbage disposal can help you keep things cleaner. They just finished testing models that should make cleaning up your kitchen a lot easier.
If you think your kitchen is busy these days, take a peek inside Consumer Reports labs, where testers put garbage disposals through rigorous challenges. First, the speed test. Pre-measured rib bones are ground for a minute while running water. Testers then look inside the disposal to measure the amount and size of the debris left behind. Poor performers leave chunks like this inside, which could clog your drain, while top models grind the bones into small particles. To test grinding performance, testers measure equal amounts of bones and vegetable pieces to run through each garbage disposal. The remains are rinsed through different size sieves. The lower scoring disposals leave larger scraps that could potentially block your drain.
We also test for noise. We measure decibel output as the garbage disposal grinds a mixture of bones and vegetables. In general, we find that the quietest models are actually the heaviest because of the added insulation.
After all the grinding and measuring is complete, Consumer Reports recommends these models. This GE disposal got very good scores for speed, which is grinding bones, and an excellent rating for grinding scraps into small pieces. Moen's EX75C disposal is a Consumer Reports best buy. It has an excellent rating for grinding scraps, but on the downside, it's louder than others. Some people prefer batch feed disposals because they can't be turned on until you load the chamber with waste and insert the stopper. CR recommends the InSinkErator Evolution Cover Control Plus. This batch feed disposal did an excellent job turning hard beef bones into fine pieces quickly. It got very good marks for noise. This is Luz Montez.
Consumer Reports says that in order to save on repairs, be aware of items that should not be put into a garbage disposal. Things like eggshells, grease or oil, corn husks, or clam and oyster shells. Stay with us. Tropical Storm Cristobal will bring rain to southern Wisconsin this week. Dane has the latest next.
Savor the goodness of Kemp's Simply Crafted ice cream. No artificial flavors, no shortcuts, ever. Just local farm fresh cream and a little magic in every scoop. It's simply delicious. Kemp's, good comes around. Bring home more Simply Crafted magic, now in sandwiches and new flavors.
We've got the power. The Power Centers of Madison. Our highly trained service department has the power to keep your equipment running like new. We service all makes and models, from minor tune-ups and maintenance to major overhauls. Our certified mechanics can get your equipment up and running quickly. If you like to fix it yourself, between the two stores, we have the parts you need. At the Power Centers of Madison.
Monday morning, Hattie says we have a very warm week in store. Get the details in her first warn forecast.
And you've probably been hearing a lot about 5G lately. Consumer Reports will break down what it means and dispel some rumors.
We'll see you Monday starting at 4:30.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services from Arnold & Itkin, LLP.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder? You may be entitled to compensation. On May 19, 2020, Johnson & Johnson announced it will discontinue selling its talc-based baby powder products in the U.S. and Canada after thousands of lawsuits alleging asbestos contamination led to a 60% decline in sales over the past 3 years. Substantial verdicts have already been awarded against Johnson & Johnson because of their failure to warn the public of this risk, including a $4.69 billion verdict in July 2018 and 3 other verdicts totaling over $614 million. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder for feminine hygiene purposes, you may be entitled to compensation. How do you fight for the compensation you deserve? You choose the right legal team that has the experience and resources to get you the most compensation for your injuries.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The effects of Tropical Storm Cristobal are starting to be felt across the South. This video is from Jacksonville, Florida this morning, where some streets are already beginning to flood. It's officially made landfall in Louisiana. Earlier today, President Trump granted the state of Louisiana an emergency declaration, making additional resources and funds available for the state. Let's get a look at your first warn weather with Dana Fulton. Dana, I know this is something you're keeping an eye on because those remnants are really headed our way.
They are. They're going to continue to lift north and start to bring that rain into our area late in the day on Tuesday, overnight, and throughout the day on Wednesday. So we have alert days in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Some strong to severe thunderstorms possible on Tuesday as those storms start to enter in, and then Wednesday, as the heavy rain starts to end late in the day, our accumulation totals could easily land between 1 to 3 inches. So likely we'll be dealing with some flooding. Landfall is official when the very edge of the eye wall makes contact with the land, when it starts to get that clearing right on land. So all of this rain that's been coming up through Florida and the deep south in the last day or so ahead of that storm, that's not landfall. Landfall is when the center of the storm makes landfall at the edge of Louisiana. So right now, moving north at about 7 miles per hour. So it seems like a slow speed, but again, this is a very, very wide system traveling north. Throughout the rest of the night, it continues to lift through Louisiana, up through the Ozark area for Monday, and by Tuesday afternoon, the rain starts to enter the southwest corner of Wisconsin first and then lifts right on over the state. You can see that cone of uncertainty uncertainty kind of tightening up just a little bit as the storm gets on land. It's going to be a little easier to track. So likely the center of that system passing right over southern Wisconsin. We are going to see a lot of rain coming through. You see those showers lifting north early Tuesday morning. The heavy rainfall is still to our south, but by the afternoon, the showers start to enter the western edge of the state first, and then the system continues on north, finally ending in the late afternoon on Wednesday. But a lot of rain will be passing through before we get that clearing sky late Wednesday night. Rainfall totals will climb again starting Tuesday afternoon, with the highest totals likely along the western edge of state, really along the Mississippi River Valley, where we'll see the highest totals. And then those numbers gradually taper off the further east you go. But just a small shift in this track, just a little further east or a little further west, can really make a difference in our totals. Again, regardless, the entire area expecting to see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. It's going to be a soaker of a day. Things are going to be very soggy afterwards. So enjoy the sunshine this weekend, this evening, and tomorrow, even though it's going to be a little hotter outside tomorrow. Since we have a mostly clear sky tonight and the breeze from the southeast, temperatures will be dropping a little bit. We'll be in the low 60s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow afternoon, with a mostly sunny sky, high temperatures will be close to 90, and then our skies become mostly cloudy early in the day. On Tuesday, that rain chance starts to build in the afternoon and then continues overnight into Wednesday. The highest rainfall totals will be along the western edge of the state, but we all are expecting the chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms, and again, localized flooding very possible, even if those totals only land close to an inch. Overnight temperatures will be in the 60s. Tomorrow, plan on a sunny sky with high temperatures in the low 90s. It's going to be a little warm outside. Factor in the humidity. It'll feel like the mid to low 90s at times, a little bit warmer than where our actual temperatures are at. Alert days Tuesday and Wednesday due to the concern, again, for strong storms on Tuesday, but more for localized flooding on Wednesday. When we have that heavy rain coming down, flash flooding could become part of the conversation right now, but it's just really going to depend where we see those heavier showers, if they follow each other or if they slow down.
And that's really because the storms are just coming in so fast and dumping so much on us.
So much in such a short amount of time, yes.
All right, thank you so much, Dana. Still ahead on News 3 now at 5:30. Giannis and some of his Bucks teammates are marching alongside protesters in Milwaukee. We'll share the MVP's message next in sports.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well, makeup artists, celebrities in Hollywood, and even people across the country just like you look and feel years younger in minutes.
So I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, I look 20 years younger than I did before. And that's so super important because my whole life is about health, fitness, feeling good, and looking good. And first chance I really got to look how I feel inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under-eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. So if under-eye bags and wrinkles make you look tired and older, take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Download the Channel 3000 app today.
Protesters in Milwaukee are getting a little help from Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was joined by several other teammates at yesterday's march. Caroline Reinwald has more.
Milwaukee's star no longer on the protest sidelines.
This is our city, man. Yeah.
On Saturday, Giannis was front and center with fellow Bucks players marching with protesters along 27th Street, connecting with other marchers onto Wisconsin Avenue, calling for an end to police brutality. Before the march, Giannis passed out water and drinks to people in the protest, all of it streamed live by one of the organizers, Frank Nitti. Then Giannis delivered a message to the crowd.
We want change. We want justice. Yep. Yes. And that's what we are here. That's what we're going to do today. That's why we're going to march with you guys, okay? Yeah.
Alongside Giannis, his brothers Thanasis and Alex, and Bucks teammates Dante DiVincenzo, Brooke Lopez, Sterling Brown, Frank Mason, and Cam Reynolds, helping pass out supplies along the way. Each time our crew asked for an interview, Giannis and his teammates declined.
Giannis, can you say anything? Would you like to say why you're here today, Giannis?
Organizers say they were not showing up for the media. They were showing up for their city, their families, and black people around the nation.
I want my kid to grow up here in Milwaukee and not to be scared to walk in the street. Come on, I don't want my kid to have hate in his heart. Come on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the color. We're not black, white, yellow. It does not matter. We're all human beings. Yeah. Right.
The Bucks organization also hosted a public protest today. We'll be right back.
More than 20,000 women receive a new diagnosis of ovarian cancer every year. Johnson & Johnson baby powder and shower to shower have been linked to ovarian cancer.
Johnson & Johnson has been aware of these risks for decades, but failed to warn women and the public.
In July, $4.69 billion was awarded to 22 women after they developed ovarian cancer after the use of talcum powder. Other victims have been awarded substantial compensation in previous verdicts.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and use talcum powder regularly, call Morelli Law Firm for a free consultation.
Morelli Law Firm has given a voice to people seriously injured for decades and has successfully litigated thousands of cases for its clients.
All talc cases are handled in-house by an experienced legal team that has the resources and resolve in drug and pharmaceutical litigation to ensure that you receive maximum compensation for your injuries. Call Morelli Law Firm for a free consultation.
Day to find great deals from businesses we love in the 608. You know, like the area code.
Very good, Emmy. When does this take place?
The week of June 8th, 608. Madison Magazine makes it easy to shop local.
She's my star student.
Some New York City protesters are marching to a different beat this weekend. This peaceful demonstration throughout the city yesterday was organized by Jon Batiste, the band leader of the house band for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. More than 100 musicians joined Batiste to offer inspiration and hope to everyone with live music. Attendees were encouraged to bring their instruments and their voices as they marched throughout the city all afternoon. That's awesome to see them leading the way and with music as you're marching.
Absolutely. Makes it feel more like a parade,
yes,
like they're heading somewhere. Yes. I like it. So overall, our forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be hot outside, mostly sunny in the low 90s for afternoon highs. And then the remnants of Tropical Storm Cristobal move in. Alert days are in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. We could have some strong storms and certainly some localized flooding.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.